appreciate why I've been asked to come and have a chat.
Okay, why would you need to come and have a chat with me for?
I just wondered what you're up to. A couple of members of staff coming into work were a bit concerned, felt a little bit intimidated that they were being filmed.
Well, no, okay. They failed to identify themselves as an officer in plain clothes.
I know, just on their way into work.
It makes no difference. They approached me. They approached me. They did approach me.
Oh, did they? Oh,
they
okay.
stopped me.
Oh, did they?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I won't stop somebody. If you want to walk up to me, then that's entirely up to you. Exactly what you've done.
Lovely. I'm a police officer.
Okay.
I'm 1176. I'm based with the Armed Policing Unit here at Welling headquarters, Hertfordshire. How are you today?
I'm very good.
Okay, so not a bit chilly.
No, definitely not.
It's cold today though, isn't it?
No, not quite.
Did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah, not bad.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well.
Excellent. My name's Rob anyway. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Can I ask what you're up to today?
Just doing a bit of filming.
Okay, can I ask why?
Just for interest.
Oh, okay, you're interested in the police?
Yep.
Okay, great. Have you got any questions you'd like me to answer about the police?
Yeah.
Can I ask you just to come up on the pavement?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine where I am.
Well,
I'm fine where I am.
Crossing, actually. People will
Yep.
drive up and think you're waiting to cross.
No, I'm fine. Well, they can see that I'm talking to you.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm perfectly fine where I am.
You're an auditor?
Well, no, I'm not being difficult. Okay.
Yeah, I've just asked you to come away from a crossing because cars will probably come up to it and stop because they think you might be waiting to cross. But it's fine. It's fine. It's perfectly up to you. I don't mind.
So no, it's literally I came down to see what people think to do with corruption with inside of your force.
What people think about it.
What officers think about it.
Okay, so what would you like me to ask? Would you like to ask what I think about it?
Yeah.
Okay, and what exactly would you like me to ask?
Well, how do you feel if you actually seen an officer that was corrupt and actually didn't uphold the law and they broke the law?
Well, we have relevant things in place to deal with that.
Yeah, but how do you feel if you've seen somebody do that?
Well, I deal with it professionally. Exactly what's in place, my training in around dealing with that situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what happens then if it's a senior officer, i.e. an inspector or above?
That's irrelevant.
It's regardless of rank, sir.
Yeah.
It's a professional department.
There's
Standards department.
Sorry, would you mind just identifying yourself? I know that you did, thank you very much.
PC 2831, based with the Armed
PC 2831.
Yeah.
No worries, thank you very much.
Yeah, there's relevant, what's the word I'm looking for? Policies in place that we're all aware of, that we're all trained in, that we all follow, irrelevant of who we come across, irrelevant of what's going on, we then can deal with it in line with those policies that we're taught.
Yep. No, that's cool. And I've just got one other question, because I can see that you guys, okay, carry firearms, okay, and you said that you were part of the firearms unit, okay. When you look overall at the majority of all the forces now, right, the majority of constables now are getting their actual taser ticket, okay, so that they can actually carry a taser.
When you say majority, exactly how many?
When you look at the Met alone. Okay, the Met alone now has roughly 65% of their actual constables now with tasers.
When you say roughly, I mean, how many is that then?
Okay, 65% overall.
Yeah, in comparison, what unit are you talking about?
That's the whole of the Met. That's the whole of the Met.
Yeah, there's lots of different units within.
No. I'm talking about the Met right the way through. Wherever the Met cover, they're looking at 65% of constables now have tasers.
You're talking about uniform, non-uniform?
Uniform.
Detectives?
Uniform. I'm talking about uniform.
You're talking about neighbourhood policing?
I'm talking about, well, neighbourhood policing, there's virtually none of that in existence anymore.
Yeah, I think there is kind of neighbourhood policing within the Met, but, you know.
No, it's virtually non-existent. Okay, when you're outside London, honestly, I most probably see more constables actually on the street outside of London than what you do inner London.
Okay. Yeah.
Inner London, you very seldom get any constables literally walking the beat.
Is that a complaint or is that?
No, that's a fact.
I mean, we're members of the public too, so you know.
Well, not when you're on duty.
We're members of the public.
Not when you're on duty. Not when you're on duty.
I'm always a member of the public. Yeah,
no.
I am, yeah. Basically, how I perceive myself as a police officer, and how I've been taught to be a police officer, is treat others how you would wish to be treated yourself.
Correct.
So, you know, I'm a member of the public. I'm never not a member of the public. So I take into considerations the needs of the public and the community which I serve.
Well,
that's how I roll.
Well, when you're actually on duty, right, and
I hold
you're
office.
and you're
I'm an officer.
yeah, and you're there to actually uphold the
Yeah,
law.
of course I am. Yeah.
It's
But I
at
never
that
stop being a
point
member of the
that you are there to do that and not to actually say that you're a member of the
Sorry, I'm not here to tell you not to film or anything like that, but just what you have filmed is a victim who's been through a very traumatic experience. I'd ask you very politely to have the decency not to put that on the internet.
Right,
or
well,
anything
just so
like
you know, okay, the camera was nowhere near her, and she walked up to me.
that. You're good, but as long as
No,
you
I'll
don't
block her
put on the
face out, that's
internet-
fine, I'll block her face out.
Thank you very much.
Not a problem, you're more than welcome.
What was it? Sorry, what was your question about tasers?
Okay.
Bearing in mind with not the Met.
No, just to do with when you look at your force, okay,
Yeah.
how do you feel if virtually all of your force actually had tasers? Do you think that would be a good thing or a bad thing?
We do go through these scenarios. I mean, you think not every officer carried pepper spray, Parva or CS gas at one point.
What
And I'm
do you
sure the
think
same
about it?
questions were asked then. It's a tool, it's a personal protective equipment. At the end
What
of
do
the day.
what do you think about it, sir?
What is it in terms of its use that you don't like? The actual
Well,
device?
he doesn't see it,
It's-
like it.
Well,
what, I'm just wondering what you're generalising.
well, a lot of people don't agree with the amount of constables now that actually carry firearms, and now whether you look at it, a taser is a firearm. Okay.
So it's pepper spray.
Correct.
technically, Yeah.
And what people are really paranoid now is when you actually get the majority officers. Now you two have actually been quite cool. Now your hands have been nowhere near your actual tasers,
First time I've been
right?
cool in a while.
And truly, you two are most probably the first two that I've ever spoken to with firearms that hasn't had your hand anywhere near it.
I don't know why I would need to have my hand near it.
Correct, and to me it makes you look more professional by not doing that, okay? And it makes you more approachable as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Okay, by putting your hand literally directly on your firearm, automatically that's
See,
getting
I'll
a
ask
member
you
of the
a
public to
question.
step back.
I'll ask you a question. There are certain strategic points. You know, you've been to London, haven't you? You've kind of been a tourist. You walk around London.
Yep.
You know, whether it be Buckingham Palace or whether it be Downing Street, or these particular areas are policed 24/7 by officers that carry firearms. How
Yep.
does that make you feel?
Well, same as anything, okay?
Because they hold them, don't they? They're
They
standing there
do,
holding
correct,
them,
they
yeah.
do.
So how does that
But
make you
but
feel?
then when you then look, the majority, it's like you look at Downing Street.
Because I see like kids stopping and having their photographs with them.
Yeah, but
and
when you look at
tourists.
Downing Street, the majority of the actual armed ones are actually behind the gate. They're not in
Yeah,
front
no,
of
I'm
the
not
gate.
talking. I just use that as an example.
Yeah.
So you understood the strategic
Yeah.
locations within
Yeah,
London.
yeah, but this is the whole thing. It makes no difference whether or not it's London or out of London. Okay,
What about
I think
airport?
it's the exact same.
Do you
Okay,
want police officers there with that are able to protect against certain threats that maybe may materialise from a terrorist point of view? Would you want that there? Would you?
yeah, but
Do you
then,
see that as necessary?
but then we can then flip this the other way round, and then we can say then about officers then that have actually been in uniform and then actually abused that, okay, and actually use what they've got, as you put, okay, with your protective equipment, okay, and actually use that to actually abuse people, and it flips both ways.
What about and what do you do for a job?
What do I do? That's
Yeah.
irrelevant.
Well, no, I'm asking.
No, and as I said, that's
Okay,
irrelevant to
so
what I do.
You've got a postman that doesn't necessarily deliver the post correctly, and you've got postmen that I know maybe that might have done things that they shouldn't do with mail. There are lots of people in lots of different professions that maybe aren't quite as good as other people. Now, the police service strive for professionalism and excellence. You know as well as I do that everybody's a human being and everybody makes mistakes. Now, I can't comment on that. I can't comment on any individual scenario or any individual situation, but what I will say, all I can do is do the job that I do, and I strive for excellence and I strive for professionalism, and I joined the police 20 years ago, and I joined the police to help people, and that's what I do on a daily basis. If I can go home at the end of the day and I know that I've had some sort of effect on someone, I've reassured them or I've helped them when they've needed help, then I'm happy.
No, that's good. So you've been in for 20 years. Now, you must have noticed the difference from when you first joined 20 years ago to what it is now, okay? Right away from training, okay, where the training has been cut down to what it was, and by what was actually offered, i.e. to do with trauma that you guys can actually incur and so on and so forth. And so many things have been stripped back. And I know that's not you guys, and I know
think
that
the
that's
police,
further up the chain.
Based on that, before I forget the entire question, but based on that, I think the police continually evolve, and they continually equip themselves to deal with an ever evolving world. Okay, and whether that's due to the equipment that they carry or the facilities that they have at their disposal, that's effectively what the police service have to do on a daily basis.
Yeah,
You
but then
appreciate that.
a lot of the laws then in which you actually have are outdated for today's world and
That's down to
society.
Parliament,
Okay.
really, isn't it? Who
Yeah.
make the law?
Yeah, but this is the thing.
That we
Okay.
then have to.
We can only operate within law that's passed.
Well,
Gone through government. We can't dictate.
Well, you
law
would
and
well
policy.
you would say that. Now you guys have been really straightforward, okay, and you've been very professional, which has been really good, right? But when you look overall, there are officers out there, okay, that, and even ones that, even WPCs in which approached me when I was over there, okay, failed to actually do their job correctly, okay, and failed to follow their actual code of ethics and code of practice, right? And this is what the problem is, okay? If you want to then go in, okay, and as she said, okay, when you first said, she said that she felt intimidated, blah, 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 but yet she came to me. I was nowhere near her. I was standing still. She came to me.
I mean,
and this is what the problem
is. I
is.
appreciate what you're doing and what you're saying you're doing, and you're asking these questions, but you have to appreciate there are people that do come up here and have ulterior motives of a more sinister nature, and we have had it.
No,
So actively, staff are encouraged to challenge people.
No,
and what your interaction with that member of staff is, I can't comment on.
no,
here.
honestly, for me personally, okay, I welcome any interaction. Now, when I first got here, there was an officer coming out in a car, right, and I had literally about a 30-second to a minute conversation with him, okay, really nice, really pleasant, okay, and he just went, yeah, are you photographing? I went, yeah, and he went, yeah, just carry on, he's gonna enjoy your day. And then for some reason, and then it was 3 WPCs or higher rank, whatever they may be, right, then that failed to do their job, and then you guys then came over, and you guys have been quite pleasant, okay, and that's how it should be, and that's why I said I welcome any interaction, and this is how it should be with all members of the public.
So, what I can't remember your name. I'm sorry.
I didn't give my name.
If you've got a nick, whether you want to, I'll call you sir. Are you happy with
Yep,
that?
that's fine.
Yeah. Okay, sir. So, forgive me of my ignorance around kind of social media and what people do in relation to social media, because I'm not on social media.
Yep.
So what is your intention today based on what you're filming?
I have no idea. What I normally do with my footage is I will go back, I'll have a look at it. If I decide to do
Your arm
something
not
with it.
aching? Is your arm not aching?
No,
Or your hand not
no,
aching?
I'm used to it.
Oh, blimey. Do you normally film at just police stations then?
No, anything that the public pay for.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and this is how it should be. Okay, this is how I believe all communication should be between the police. It's like we need a police force,
I would say so.
okay, without any shadow of a doubt. But what the public want is they want a straightforward, okay, not corrupt police force, and that's
Yeah, of
what they
course.
want.
And that's what
what we
I
want.
work for Hertfordshire
everyone wants
Constabulary,
that.
and I can honestly say that is what we strive for on a daily basis, and that is instilled upon us by our supervising officers and those that train us, and because effectively we are a representation of them out on the street. Now, the Chief Constable, unfortunately, as much as he would like to go out on foot patrol, he can't do because he has lots of other important things to do. But we are out here representing Hertfordshire Police Service, him and then any other senior officer, and that's what they want. They want us to provide professional and courteous service,
And
meeting the needs.
And I would
the
definitely
public
say,
that
with the
we
way
serve.
that you guys have been, okay, if I had to score you, to me it'd be 10 out of 10.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Okay, because as I said, you've both been very professional, very polite, and as I said, this is how I believe everything should always be. And now, don't get me wrong, okay, it's all to do with general approach and everything else, and your approach was very calm, very relaxed, okay, and it just makes everything on a really nice level.
Anyway, what football team do you support? I'm sorry we're talking about police.
That's another story.
Oh, go on.
I'm a Red, but
What,
let's see.
Liverpool, Manchester
You got it.
United?
No, you got
You're
it
a
first
Liverpool
time.
fan. Are you? Okay, cool. I'm I'm a West Ham fan.
Here we go.
More Liverpool.
Here we go.
Oh,
Here we go. Here we go. They're having the season of their life, weren't they?
Oh, I don't know. I think we were, and it's gone off the ball a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, but that was always going to happen.
Injuries.
Yeah,
I think
it was always going to happen for
shame, though, isn't it?
for being a middle-rate club.
Ooh.
Okay, and
Yeah.
being where you are. Okay,
I'd say that.
you are having the
Do
season.
you
That,
think that's all about money?
Yeah.
Do you think football's corrupt?
oh yeah, without any shadow of a doubt. Well, you've only got to look at FIFA.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Do you
So-
go and film the football stadium?
I have actually filmed a few. Yeah,
Because I think this pro football. I think it's probably.
and
not
and the
corrupt,
London
but,
and the London Stadium is actually one that I've done.
I like West Ham. It's a family orientated club. I take my boy there. I love it.
Yeah,
Um,
but the public are paying for that stadium.
Yeah, they're trying to buy it out, aren't they? I don't know the exact ins and outs of.
Well, they've
They've paid a lot of money so far.
well, no,
I think continue to pay.
they only pay 12 million a year in rent.
Yeah.
That's
they're
all they
trying to
pay.
buy it out, aren't they?
No,
That's a lot
they
of money, though.
no,
You
they
say
had the
that's all.
opportunity. West Ham have got it all sewn up the way that it is.
I don't. Do you know what? David Sullivan is a pretty shrewd businessman, isn't he? He's probably not got the amount of money he's got for not making
Yeah.
shrewd business decisions.
Yeah.
Whether that's corrupt or not, I don't
Yeah.
know. But
And if you went to buy the stadium, honestly, it'd put you in the red for the next 20 or 30 years.
me personally,
No, West Ham.
I was going to say, yeah, I couldn't afford to.
Had a few more years. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
So do you live locally, or I'm not asking exactly where? I'm not really interested.
No,
in exactly where.
that I won't say.
What,
Is it
that
auditing
you live
you're doing?
locally?
Yes.
Is it, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, I hadn't heard about it until you told me. But yeah, so I understand. Look, I think. I mean, have I had to call the police as a member of the public? Yes. Did I get 100% grade A service? Or as good a service as I would have liked at the time? I wouldn't like to say. But what I will say, if you call the police and I come, you'll get the best job that I can physically give.
But on today, okay, as I said, I can't fault it at all. I can't fault it at all. Okay, and as I said, this is how I think everything should always be, and this is what the public want to see. Is they want to see guys like you, okay, being so
But we
professional
always
the way that
stop
you
and
are.
talk to people all the time. And do you know why I stop and talk to people? And this is where, I mean, the public can be very hostile.
Yep.
You know, and they see a uniform. They don't see me as a member of the public. They don't see me as a person. They see a uniform quite often. And I face a lot of hostility.
Yeah, but
And
then
half
do you
the
not think that also goes the other way as well? That you have police officers that can also be very hostile.
Do you know what I haven't experienced when it hasn't been justified? And I'm talking about a level of force used.
Okay.
Because obviously police officers, by law, justifiably can use reasonable force. We agree on that.
Not if somebody's just sitting there doing nothing.
Well, but I said reasonable.
Yep.
The word reasonable, that would be unjustified, wouldn't it? That would be unreasonable, wouldn't it?
Yep.
So I said reasonable.
But
justified.
even by what I'm doing now, okay, I've actually been punched in the face by an officer
Have you?
from
Oh.
doing this.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, and I hope you complained at the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and
So that
this,
would have been
yeah,
investigated.
and that's still going through now
Okay, all right.
with the IOPC.
Okay, yeah. So my point was, I've forgotten what point I was going to make. Can you remember?
You just said about how professional.
No, yeah.
what you-
So when I stop, and what I do is I'll stop and interact, and the reason I stop and interact is mainly to find out whether anybody needs my help, because that's what we're there to do.
Yeah.
You know, and quite often that's met by hostility, which is a shame.
Yeah.
You know, and that disappoints me. Society maybe is changing. I don't know.
Yeah, well, as I said, there is, and there was a great big thing that went around only about 2 months ago, and I believe roughly about 2.6 million people actually fill the form in online, saying about was there a divide between the police and the public. And yes, there is a divide, okay, but that divide is something like when people see this now, okay, and they see the way that you guys are, okay, this is what will bring the police and the public back together. Okay, and as I said, okay, it's not about going out. Now there are some people that will go out, okay, wind the police up, okay, and just look to put bad things up, okay. That's something that I don't do.
Do you
Okay?
know, I mean, look,
For
we
me, it's
can't-
about good interactions, okay, that happen.
Do you know what? I apologise because we can't stand it all day. Unfortunately, we've
Yep.
got things to go and do. But and I do apologise for that, but unfortunately we are quite busy. But do you know you can organise to come in and speak with local officers, local PCSOs, and you can ask as many questions as you like with officers that have the time to actually sit with you and provide that reassurance and those answers that you,
Oh yeah, no,
that you want.
I've actually done that a few times.
Okay.
Have you been on the ride-along?
Okay. No, I haven't.
Do you know that
I haven't.
exists?
Not with your force. I didn't realise that your force
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
done
Well,
it.
for members of the public ride-along scheme, there's a bit, I say, a bit of vetting involved.
But are they doing it at the moment?
Do you know? I don't know. You
With
could always
COVID,
ask
probably
the
not.
question.
Yeah.
But
Probably not
Yeah,
with COVID.
because
imagine.
I know that the Met have stopped
it's,
it.
it's always existed.
The point I'm trying to make is the fact that you don't have to stand there getting freezing cold.
As I said, I love cold weather, so it makes
Oh,
no
really?
difference for me.
Okay, that's where we differ massively, I'm afraid. I can't wait for a bit of sunshine again, but that's just, yeah.
Just because you have been picked up on camera as well,
That's
anyway, because you're outside the station.
Yep.
Is there much more content that you're intending to get to let our?
No, I as I said, okay, for me and the way that this has been, okay, it's been amazing, and for me, I'm virtually done.
Yeah, no, that's great. It's just so we know, and so
Yeah.
we can, like I say,
Yeah.
the people that are watching down on the front of the station, just that
Yeah,
they
no,
know.
for me, I'm virtually done. As I said, this is what people want to see, and as I said, it's been a really good interaction. So, and as I said, you've both been very professional. Okay, so thank you for
Well,
that.
it must be. It's going to rain now as well. It might even
It's
snow
fine.
for you, which I know you'll probably enjoy by the sound
I
of it.
will.
I won't. But yeah, anyway, we'll leave you to it. Yeah,
No
just
worries.
be mindful of vehicles coming in and
No,
out of here,
that's
maybe
fine.
travelling at high speed,
That's
first
fine.
of all.
Yeah.
So just be aware
Yeah,
of
no,
that.
it's cool.
And also maybe all officers coming and going, which they will be to and from work, may not necessarily want to interact.
Yep.
That's all.
But as I said, I won't approach them, okay?
Okay.
And I don't approach anyone,
All right.
okay? I just do what I'm doing, okay? If somebody approaches me, then they approach me.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Right, but if there's any issues, you can always call us.
Just
No
as
worries.
my colleague said, if that was someone that's vulnerable, just
Oh no,
Be
because he
conscious.
actually came over,
Yeah,
okay, that's fine, okay? If I do decide to do something, okay, I will block that out, so don't worry about that, okay?
Alright.
So I'm more than happy to do that,
have a lovely afternoon.
okay? No worries, okay? Take care, gents, okay?
Yeah.
And do enjoy.
Thank you. See you later.
Just remember as well, while you are on duty, you could always go for a run to keep you warm.
Jump up on the pavement for me.
So I'm actually just going across to the roundabout.
Yeah, but I'd rather you walk. You can follow the pavement.
No, I want a picture from the roundabout directly on the building.
But I'll have to make sure that I'm with you then.
Oh, you don't have to make sure I'm big enough and ugly enough to walk across the
I
road.
appreciate that, but you've also got to appreciate that there's vehicles coming in and out really quickly on blues, and you stood in the roundabout may sort of kind of put them off in a way.
Well,
I'll just stand here while you do that.
well, no, because if that puts them off, then they shouldn't be driving.
No, they should, but it's
No.
what's unexpected, isn't it? And do you know the road traffic?
The Road Traffic Act, okay, pedestrians have right of way.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, but what it also states is that if you cause a road user unnecessary.
Now, if a pedestrian steps onto the road, okay, when the road is actually clear, they have full right of way directly across the road.
Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with you. But what I'm saying is that if a police car pulls out of here, they're expecting to see
Well,
someone stood in the middle
Well,
of
I can see the gate, and I'm fully aware of what's going on around me.
it. Again, I'm here for your safety and
No,
your welfare.
Well, just so you know, you don't need to do that because I take care of my own for that. But can I say thank you very much again, okay? And I do appreciate
No worries.
your time with it today.
No problem.
All right, no worries.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year as well. So, guys, it's a shame right at the very end just then that he sort of wanted to sort of go, oh yeah, do this, do that. Now I'm going to cross the road here, right? And this is what the problem is, that he was doing so well, but then he just ruined it slightly right at the very end by sort of trying to go, oh yeah, I'm here, blah blah blah, okay, and that's what people don't need to do. So guys, yeah, so this was the headquarters. So I might probably break this video down into two parts. So it's purely because it's just been a long video of 45 minutes. So what I do, guys, is I will leave you there. Okay, take it easy, and I'll see you on the next one.